What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode of Two Sides with Shawty and Coach I. He Shawty, I'm Coach I. We're gonna get this thing started. What's going on, Shawty?
Man, what it do, Coach? What's happening?
Hey man, it's a good weekend, man. Good weekend. Coming off a little AAU tournament with my son. We didn't do the best. We won a couple, one. Got it, took it on the chin, but then we came home today. Saw some good girls basketball, man. South Carolina. Shout out to the Lady Gamecocks for winning the SEC title. Shout out to the other USC on the West Coast for winning the Pac-12 title. These girls out here hooping, man. So we was kind of talking about it a little bit, man. What you think of the girls' game these days, man? When it is elite teams, we get some good basketball, dog.
Yeah, man. To that point, when you have the best of the best, it's actually a lot of quality basketball that's being played. Uh, I enjoy it. But that is the issue. You hit it on the head. It's about, they just don't have enough of the best like that playing week in and week out. But this SEC championship game, man, I enjoyed it, man. LSU stayed in and they kept scrapping. And South Carolina tried to give it away at the end.
Bruh, they be battling, man. These two teams is LSU. I'll be honest with you, LSU, South Carolina, kind of like Georgia, Alabama in football. We LSU because they always be right there in it. You know what I'm saying? They can't really get over that hump. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you what was crazy though, Coach, which was crazy. I think one of the commentators kind of hit it on the head.
Right.
Like those two, that game came down to depth. I think LSU had like 4 players or 5 players that played over 34 minutes. And South Carolina had 10 players that played under 30.
Well, that's the South Carolina's
so
just deeper than there. Right. South Carolina go 10,
saying.
maybe even 12, 13 when they need to. So, that's the thing. LSU, it's gonna be interesting to see March Madness, how LSU they have good enough talent on the starting 5, maybe 6 to go to the championship, but can they go 5, 6 rounds, you know what I'm saying, to get there? So shout out to all the ladies and Shelby getting in. Said Iowa won. What's going on, Shelby? Say Iowa won. That's right. Caitlin Clark with the Big 12 Big 10 championship. That is. Hey man, all the superstars and the girls is hooping. Shout out to Paige Beckers, the best college women's player. That's right. I said it. Paige Beckers gets buckets. I want to say they was up big in the Big East tourney as well, man. Shout out to my cousin Montoya Smith. Hey man, y'all check him out, man. Hey, just his 3 cents. He has a podcast called Mental Dialogue, man, and he's got a book as well. Y'all make sure y'all go check out my cousin, man. Hey, listen, we in here to talk, Shawty, about can men and women be friends? You know what I'm saying? Just friends. We talk about platonic friends, man. But before we get into it, man, y'all know how we gonna do, man. We're gonna start this thing out, let everybody get settled in, get relaxed, and then we're gonna jump up in to this convo, my guy. So listen, man, while we waiting on everybody to grab their cigar, drink, get in their favorite recliner, whatever it is, we're gonna chill out to the tunes of the intro music. Let y'all know we on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern live, 2 Sides with Shawty and Coach I. When you have some time on Wednesdays, make sure you check out Shawty on his other channel. It's just his damn opinion. Just my damn opinion with Shawty. Because their opinions are like, what Shawty?
Like assholes.
Everybody got it.
And I got one too.
That's right, man. And if you're looking for some sports content, you can catch me and Shawty over at the Fanatic Sports Network. Some Tuesdays, definitely during the seasons and the off season, man. We talking Respect the Hedges on Tuesdays, and then we talk football and basketball all other times. All right, listen, man, our basketball content on Fanatic Sports is taking off, especially with the South Carolina women's hoops. Shout out to the Chuck and Buckets.
Say, look
crew.
who you talking about. Yeah, look
right.
who you talking about.
Shout out to the Chuck and Buckets crew. My boy KB and Jeff. Chuck and Buckets holding it down for the Fanatic Sports.
I know Stat Guy eating that up.
Oh, you know he loves it. He loves it. I got girl Caitlin Hill is in the building, man. Y'all make sure Y'all check her out. Caitlin Hill Photography. She is one of the best that I know personally. I know a lot of photographers too. So she is the Respect the Hedges official photographer as well. She is willing to travel. Make sure y'all check her out. So man, let's go ahead and get into this thing, Shawty, man. Let's go ahead and get into this thing, man, so we can talk about it. Shawty, can men and women just be friends? Before we get into the deep part of it, what's your overall answer? Yes or no? Can men and women just be friends?
Yes.
Yes. Now, there's a lot of people out there, Shawty, that say that's not true. Men and women can't just be friends.
Well, there's a caveat to that, but just at its basics, just to answer your question, yes, sure. Of course they can.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into this topic, man, and we're gonna put this link in here. If y'all want to call in, it's a link to our StreamYard. If y'all want to call in, y'all hit the link, y'all come backstage. Once you get backstage, you turn off your camera, and then we'll let you call in and then give your opinion on the subject matter as well. I'm gonna put this thing on Facebook, and it's there in the YouTube comments as well. I think one of the biggest things, Shawty, is how you define friend. You know what I'm saying?
The
How do
caveat.
yeah. I think with a lot of times with topics and stuff, man, whether it be, like this is one of those topics where, there's one side, there's the other side, and then depending on your life and your strategy or your situation, there's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how we roll here. But anytime it's a topic like that, I think you need to define parameters before you can say yes or no. I'm with you in the category of yes. But again, there's a lot of people out there, whether it be, men or women or, social media, whatever, say, I don't know, but I ain't got no, like a lot of guys, like I ain't got no men, I ain't got no female friends and stuff like that. But how do you define friend?
But see, and that what I'm gonna tell you how you define friend, coach. Let me ask you this. When I ask you this, it's gonna sound very simple, but I'm sure people are gonna make it very complicated. Watch this now. Let me ask you this. How many friends you got you'll have sex with, you trying to have sex with?
None, not friends.
Right. See how simple that was?
Right.
But a lot of people be in these relationships, males and females, talking about they male friends and their girlfriends, and get what? He ain't your friend if he just waiting in the cut to get it when all the parameters and everything line up. That ain't your friend. So
right. I get you. I get
saying y'all can't be cool. And he come change your tie and do all the good stuff a friend do. But I'm just saying.
Okay. So I'll say to that again, it's how you define friend. We got us our first caller. It's my cousin Montoya Smith. Montoya, turn your camera off for me, guy, and then we'll get you in on the show. If you just if you're on your screen, if you're on your computer, there you go. All right, we're gonna bring him on in. My cousin Montoya Smith, what's going on? Welcome to the show, cousin.
I'm on the show. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, dog.
Okay, so it was double. I heard double sound, so it threw me off. I'm gonna try to put my volume back up. I thought maybe my volume was doing it, was causing that double sound.
Nah, you good. We got you in here, man. What's your thoughts on it? Can men and women just be friends?
Yeah, I'm hearing everything twice.
You might want to. Okay, so you on your computer. If you got the Facebook or the YouTube on the tab, you want to go ahead and close that one off. Close that one off, and then
turn the volume all the way down.
There you go.
Well, I tried the volume first, but I couldn't hear y'all. So now we good. I had to turn the Facebook off. Okay, got you.
There you go.
But I don't know if we always are 100% honest about this, and just from the standpoint of Chris Rock, kind of what Shawty said in the sense that for the most part, Chris Rock, if y'all remember the stand up where he said, men and women, ain't no man and woman being friends. Basically for the man, it's just somebody he ain't. I don't know if we can cuss on this show, so I ain't go. You ain't had sex yet.
Right?
Yeah, you're just somebody you ain't had sex. Now he didn't say have sex, So
Right.
that ain't what Chris Rock said. And so the thing is, man, when I say we're not honest about it, though, here's the thing. A lot of what Chris Rock said is true in this sense. I always say that if a man and woman are friends and they literally are just friends, for the most part, for the male, he's not attracted to her. So he's like, in a sense, like not at all. Like she ugly to him to a degree, but somehow either they came up as young people together. And so this person has been around since they was young and they lifelong friends. But for the most part, most men are not befriending, in a sense, even women they're not attracted to, because for the most part, if you're trying to be around somebody you're attracted to, you're hoping it turns into something, and maybe it's a coworker, and that woman makes it clear that it can't be anything. And so some men will be cool with the friend zone, to Chris Rock's point, hoping that something may happen. And then over years, in the event that it doesn't, and she just kind of keeps it there, then it ends up being a friendship maintained because she never would have went there. And then to Chris Rock's point, and I'll be quiet in his last point, but in the event that they've been friends for 10 years and they never ever went there, and that sister that he has still some attraction to says, you know what, I never looked at you this way. Now, like y'all said, right, both of y'all said, your friend, you wouldn't do that. But even if you done did 10 years, known each other for 15 years and never went there, and she'd be like, hey, I'm looking at you different. And he ready. He just been in the waiting all them years to a degree. He just assumed it would never happen. So that's kind of how that go in most cases. And I'm saying this as a man who's able to befriend sisters, but it is super unique. And a lot of wives will make sure their husband does not have women friends because of the real life possibilities of pheromones floating in the air, and that line could be crossed 15, 20 years from now. One last thing, and I'm gonna shut up. This is the very last thing I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Here's one mistake people make with friends. It could be a friend that, let's say, you actually had relationships with. So you had a relationship with in the past, and now they're just friends. Here's something that people make a big miss on. Here's where friendship absolutely does happen, and people miss it. So people are most concerned with the friend that somebody actually has been with in the past. So most, like a male, hey, you used to be with him, I ain't cool with that, or vice versa. Now at this point, you're meeting them when they're lifelong friends. They may have dated 15 years ago. They may have dated 10 years ago. And somehow, now they're just friends. So most people will say that's the last person you should let be their friend. What I always tell people, we miss that completely. If they dated and now they're just friends, they have figured out there's no way we can be together. That's why they're friends. And people usually are most afraid of the friend. It's the friend that they never been with. And I'm telling you, is more of an issue than the one that used to be the boyfriend or used to be the girlfriend. If the two of them have decided we're just friends, because most boyfriend and girlfriends can't keep a friendship. But when they do, they also know we can't be together. And that's the people that people are most afraid of. I'm done.
Okay. Some good points, Shawty. Comments?
Well, yeah, to his point, I'm gonna say this right here. To where he was saying, once again, we go back to that term friend. And now I'm about to be, I guess, what some people are gonna say sexist. It's really just one-sided in most cases. See, the girl can put you in the friend zone and really don't want to have nothing to do with you. But see, it's the man that's the coyote over there in the bushes, just waiting on the rabbit to just walk by. You know what I'm talking about? That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? So everything he said is true, but it really be one-sided. See, women easy to say, sure, we can just be friends.
Right.
Cause y'all can do that. But it's that other side of the coin which the problem. Men know men.
So earlier you said that men and women can be just friends. What you really saying is men and women can be cool. They can't really
No. In certain situations, to his point, certain situations it can be. but it has to be to the point almost where both people just almost, I hate to say it, I don't want to go to the end of the spectrum, just almost see each other, not saying repulsive, but it just can't be no physical attraction. That's when it's really, in my opinion, the friendship is true. Like I got some attractive friends that I just know still though. It just whether it be their personalities or whatever it may be, it's just like, nah, bro, I'm straight. You
So
know what I
what
mean?
but that's okay. So my point is, regardless of the reason why you're friends, it could be that, like you said, personality you don't find attractive. Maybe physically you don't find them attractive. Maybe it's your best friend girl, and you just he like a brother, and you would never go there. Regardless of the reason why
Right.
you're friends, you still can be friends. It's not whether I don't find you attractive, whatever the reason is. That's I don't think
Right.
that's the question. I think the question is, can you absolutely be friends? Like, because you said you
Yeah.
do have some friendships with people, women, and their unique situations. To what both of y'all said, it's almost like you're saying if the chick is attractive, you can't be friends with her.
No. I literally just said I got some homegirls that are
But you said,
attractive. They're just like, nah, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. It just like I say, for whatever reason, it ain't my steal, or no matter how attract. Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
right.
You know what I'm saying? So for what's attractive to some people could not be for others. And some things about attractive lady, her personality could just turn me
It's not
totally
just
off. You know what I'm
physical.
saying?
Yeah, it's not just physical. So
Right.
in
But
those
they say I'm
unique
a
situations,
sapiosexual.
I was about to say, so because in your unique situations, are these women attractive? A majority of them?
Yeah, that's why they're unique, bro. That's why they're unique. Like even what Shawty's saying right now, I would be surprised in most cases. And here it is. When you say the question, when you make the question literal, can men and women be friends? Then you're absolutely right. But again, unique means a small percentage. So I think these questions, in a sense, should be tackled from a general census. So from a general census, it's usually smart to consider generally it cannot be the case. That's why I'm saying so unique. That's why I'm saying unique. Unique is, it can happen. And even when Shawty says, based on a personality trait here or there, I still would be surprised. And maybe, I don't know how old you are now, and maybe because you're older, but I would be surprised that even a sister with not the best personality trait that you are attracted to, there was a time in your life had she said, well, let's just hook up, because you would consider it. So I don't even know how true that is, that a personality trait is enough to keep you unattracted to your physically attractive friend.
Got you. So Caitlin gets in and says there will always be chemistry among friends of the opposite sex. In every relationship, there is an attraction, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. You just have to set boundaries. Agree or disagree, Shawty?
I mean, I agree. Like, when you talking about writing a book, a textbook, and you want to put the definition in and explain to the kids, this is how life works. This is, you set boundaries and you cool and okay, all right. Let just let let the stars align, and this is it. It just listen, man.
Well, that's kind of what my cuz was saying, man. Like what you saying, that there was friends that you have that for whatever reason, whether it be the personality, whether it be just how she move, how you move, it just don't work out like that. That's Caitlin is saying. At some point, the reason why you friends is because y'all vibe on a certain level, whether that be mentally stimulating or spiritually stimulating or physically stimulating, whatever it is. Like at some point in the relationship, y'all got some kind of chemistry, but there's boundaries that's already been set because you've deemed her as a friend. She's deemed you as a friend. Shelby says, I can find you attractive, and I'm assuming she means physically, and still be your friend and not want to go further.
Right.
So if he's single,
let me ask you.
Go ahead. Let me go on. So Shelby, if he's single, you single, like no ties, like, oh, he didn't date your friend back in the day, you didn't date his friend back in the day. You saying you can be friends with this dude if you find him attractive, he find his attractive. And I think what Montoya is saying is, at some point, if the opportunity presents itself, you know what I'm saying, then things could go further. Is that what you're saying, cuz?
So both sisters, I'm not shocked at their response because y'all have already addressed it, what they've said. Y'all already highlighted when the lady makes the boundary. We've already highlighted that. So I'm not surprised that the ladies come on here and say, oh, sure, no matter these situations, I can be friends.
Well, that's because ladies control sex. You know, that's
to a degree. Yeah. But
that's what we said in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just highlighting. Y'all have already kind of pointed out that the boundary. So of course, the woman's gonna say, yes, I can be, and I can. But when Kate Hill says when the boundaries are set, the truth is only y'all are setting it because that's just keeping it a buck.
That's
and like
one side. That's what I'm saying.
Going to Shorty's idea of in a book, we would be being dishonest with the young kids to break down to them, sure, you can just be friends, because we're not being honest about the difference between men and women. And it's not me saying every man's just going to jump on somebody. That's not what I'm saying. I am highlighting that if a man is physically attracted to you, we are typically, I'm as someone who is doing it, have unique friendships with beautiful women. And they are literally
sound
just
like you about to put yourself out there, cuz.
Yeah, but I don't know. No, I'm not even trying to save myself because I'll be honest. I'm saying, but that took place over years. But there was a time when I was younger, had that same friend gave me an opportunity. I'm 50 now. I'm 50 now. So it would be dishonest for me to teach a young child or a young kid, I'm just using your example. It would be dishonest for me to teach because I'm able to do it now and not be realistic about how I would have been in my teens or my 20s with this same friend that now I would never go there. You know what I mean? I'm been invited to the wedding when they got married. Like that's the type of friendship we're talking about now. But I also know that is super unique. And like I said, the one case that it can happen that people are most afraid of is when people actually have been together and are now just friends. That's the time when it's the safest. And most people would run from that. It's the safest because we've decided. I've been in this situation. We can't be together. So we just friends now. You won't cross that line ever. Because if you could have been together, y'all would have stayed together.
Well, but it's not even about being together though. This is the thing, what I say in rebuttal to that particular situation. If they already done been together, let's say the physical was on point, but to mentally, spiritually, emotionally, they couldn't get it together. So they decided we can't be together, dog. Like we don't vibe on the everyday level, so we can't be together, but we can be friends. In certain situations, man, if the man or the woman, you know what I'm saying, again, like you said, opportunity presents itself, whether you be mad at your mate or not with a mate or whatever it is, you already know it. And all you looking for is something physical tonight. You already know that physical good. You already been there. And that's, I'm gonna tell you, in my personal experience, women will go back to somebody who they've been with before they be with somebody new in a situation like that. So, hey, Caitlin Hill say, hold up now. Women can be laying in the cut too. Now we say it's just the dudes. That's what we saying. But she's saying the women can be laying in the cut too, cuz of.
But that kind of my point.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised in that case. But in the woman laying in the cut, I would assume that man ain't attracted to her. Because again, we talk about how men are. So he's just not. Because how's a woman laying in the cut and a man that's attracted to her ain't let that happen? That ain't happening with a man that's attracted to a sister. Let me ask you about what you said though. The going back situation. So yeah, I've been a part of that, and I know women do that. But doing that's not a situation where they're done and just friends, if that makes sense. If it's somebody you can go back to, y'all ain't in a done, y'all ain't in a done just friend situation, if that makes sense. Like you're going back to your ex jump off. Is if you the ex jump off, are y'all really just friends? Nah, you ain't got to the I'm just friends stage yet. You ain't really crossed that line yet. That's
I guess, and maybe it go back to the original thing that me and Shaw was saying, like it depends on what you say friends is, because like one time, like I was referring to a dude that we went to school with, you know, and I just like, oh, we cool. And my son said, why, daddy, why sometimes you say that's your friend from school? And that's like, he just cool. I'm like, well, if he just cool, if I see him out at a public event, whether it be a dog, you know, we went to Georgia, so if it's a dog tailgate, whatever, I'm a holler at the dude, but I ain't hitting him up, say, hey man, let's watch the game together. Like, so if you define friends as hanging out with that, like if you in a relationship and you define friends of the opposite sex as hanging out without your mate, like I don't I think that's you just cool with them, I guess.
let me ask y'all a question. And this just a hypothetical situation. Since women are always saying, they it's so much easier for them to set these boundaries. So in a situation where you set these boundaries with a cool guy who you know, hey, Shawty, we just gonna be friends and yada 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 yada. And the guy come out the muscle, you know he want to get with you, but everything is cool. But once every 6 months, a year, he shoot his pistol. Are you still gonna consider him a friend, even though he still been in the friend zone? He just doing what he's supposed to do as a friend. Come do what he's supposed to do. Show up at all the events. But you know, once a year, he trying to hit. Do you still consider him a friend? But he doing everything that your best friend do. It's just that once a year he had that slip up.
So I guess like if a guy is continuously, you know, on whatever kind of schedule, regular basis here, there, once a year, twice a year, whatever, trying to shoot a shot, but y'all still cool, like, and you just kind of laugh it off or whatever. Is he really just a friend, ladies? Like, or is he just? Oh, so Caitlin gets in and says, "Hold on, let me see." Caitlin gets in and says, "He's not your friend." That guy, this kid can, because if he your friend. I'm assuming that what Caitlin is saying, he won't continue to shoot his shot. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for walking in that. Thank you for walking in that door, Caitlin. So now, what's the frequency? Once every 2 years, every 5 years, or it only happens just once?
I'm about to say, once you put him in the friend zone and he's your friend, if he shoots his shot ever again, is he still a friend? What you say, cuz? What you say? If she puts you in the friend zone,
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Caitlin need to come on the show because that's more of a question for a woman, but just me as I'm saying to be respectful because they're they're the two.
A man don't care.
But I will say what I will say though, and I think I've been what y'all are talking about when I was younger, right? I've been in that situation, and the experience is. I've been able to stay friends, even though quote unquote I shot my shot, every 3 years, like it'd be a long time apart per se. But what's happening was for them, it was even in shooting the shot for those sisters, if it was respectful and they never had any concern with that I was gonna push up in a way that was gonna, push or risk the friendship. Like, shooting a shot could be simple in the sense that you're not pushing the envelope in a way where they're like, oh, you're going too far. This is not cool. So I've definitely been able to, in those situations where the woman kept me as a friend, because for the most part, that couldn't be crossed. And it was my friend and I would look out for them. So of course they would still receive that. And they looked at me as a friend. And like I said, as I got older, some of those situations turned into never going there and we never went there. But early on, I was attracted to them. And sometimes that will come out, and I've now some of them are lifelong friends. That's a real situation for me.
So Hina gets in and says we asked the women the answer. She said he really should be respectful and not shoot his shot if you after you have established that it's a friendship relationship or whatever it is. That's what she's saying.
Yep.
I would say but I would ask this, Hina. What if situations change? What if the situation is why you became friends? Like you was with somebody and he wasn't, or he was with somebody and you wasn't, whatever the reason was, if y'all both found each other attractive, what if situations change and now, you dating and then he becomes single, you know what I'm saying? And he's like,
that's why I said do both sides get a mulligan.
Right. Like you're not technically in a relationship, but you dating, but you look at him as a friend and you've been coming back telling him how bad all these dates is. And he's like, I mean, well, why are you trying to decide?
Right.
But no, Cole, where does she change her mind? That's what I'm saying. Do both sides get a mulligan?
Both sides. Right. What
You
if,
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what if he coming
You
back
don't-
telling you about how he can't find no good woman, and
Right.
you like, hey, let me shoot my shot? Are
You don't put me in the
no
friend
longer
zone
friends?
for 7 years, then 7 years later, now you change. Now you shooting your pistol at me. So like, do we both get a mulligan? Because I shot my pistol in the beginning, so that means I can't even come at you like that no more. So when you come at me, it's okay.
Right. So Shelby says we could. She said we could be doing it once a week and still be friends. We're not in a relationship. So that goes back to what
So
you
that's a
define.
loose term of friends. The term of friends.
Right. That goes back to how you determine what a friend is. So Shelby comes in with a different take on it. Lenny, my guy Lenny, what's going on, Lenny? Appreciate you checking in. Lenny says friend zone is a one-way street. Dudes only stay there as long as the woman keeps him there. So we're gonna get there. Lenny, my guy Lenny is calling in. Lenny sometimes be trying to watch the show and join the show. Let's see what he has. We can have both of y'all on. Lenny, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm in the house.
Are you trying to be on the show, Lenny, or was you just trying to watch the show?
A little of both, actually.
Okay, give us explain this friend zone is a one-way street comment here.
Man, I've never met a dude that was willingly stay in the friend zone. You know, if the woman keeps the door locked, he'll stay behind it. But as soon as she put that key in it and open it up a little bit, he gonna try to slide through. You know, so
okay. JV gets in. What's going on, JV? Our partner from Respect the Head. He said, ladies single the shots to be taken in friendships too. Now they do. That's I think Caitlin said that earlier. Said women be laying in the cut waiting for they shot as well. Even if it's a homegirl's man, maybe they broke up or something. Like, listen, I've seen it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I think Caitlin says communicate. Communication is a part of this. Okay, this is what we want. So, all right, Lenny, we're gonna let you go. We got one of our ladies' voices that's gonna join the show. We appreciate you coming in, my guy. Stay tuned in. Hey, and be in the comments for me, dog.
I got you.
All right, we're gonna add the show. Hey, this is Respect the Hedges first lady, Shelby McDonald. What's going on, Shelby?
What's going on?
Get in here on the conversation, Shelby. We'll get in here on the conversation. You said y'all could be doing it once a week and still be friends because there ain't no relationship. That's what you said, right?
Absolutely. If we're just doing it, we're just having sex, we're just enjoying each other, we can still be friends. We're not in a relationship. But if you decide that you want to date somebody, just let me know. I don't be like, okay, cool.
Hold on, let me hold on, Shelby. Now I thought I specifically heard you say on Just My Damn Opinion that ain't how women work. Women catch feelings.
We can, but if we've already said that this is just to scratch an itch, then we got to keep that boundary, and that means you cannot catch feelings.
That's a whole. I think that might be a whole other show.
That ain't how women work. That's what I heard. That ain't how women work. But I digress.
It can't. Some people do, but if you establish those boundaries from the beginning and say, "Listen, I can't cuss. We just having sex. That's all we're doing." Then you go home, or I go home, and hey, what you doing? And then what you doing? Oh, okay, I'm on my way. Oh, okay, cool. And then you go home, or I go home, or whatever, and then that's it. We can still talk. We can still be friends. If you need me, you can call me. But
you see JB, you see what JB said?
JB said that ain't how it goes, Shelby.
That's what I'm saying. Well, she know that Shelby. You okay.
Cause what you think? Can that be? Can you be in those situations physically, in a physical? Hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and just be friends.
I can, yeah.
I think my cousin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought Shelby say she can. Cuzzo, you still there with us?
Yeah. I think we've termed that over the years. What Shelby's laying out is friends with benefits. So the reason that it's always been called friends with benefits is because they add the with benefits because it's simply not just a friendship, right? So that's just she's just laying out friends with benefits, and then what happens is typically the reality is because of a physical intercourse, if you will,
Right.
very in most cases feelings will be found on one side or the other. A lot of times we feel like, in a sense, physically, since you're entering the woman, if you will, quite often it's often the woman will, in a sense, catch feelings, but that can go the other way. But just because of the physical connection of how we enter, how we have sex, quite often, when she's the one that gets emotional. Now there is psychology, I do mental dialogue, so there is psychology that backs up the idea that as sisters have more partners, if you will, they release less of the oxytocin, and so at that point they can have sex similar to men,
like without catching feelings.
Yeah. So in that sense, so those are the sisters that will absolutely do what Shelby's. I'm just saying, just based on the psychology of it and the hormone release. So I'm not judging anybody or anything.
Right.
Just highlighting. But initially, it's that's not typically how it works for most ladies. Or again, sometimes the guy catches the feelings over time. Like even like prostitutes transactions, if they have the same John, that John treats her much better after many interactions than the early interactions, because it's just a natural thing of the proximity of exchanging relationships. So it's hard.
He would treat the friend the same way as the friend charged.
Probably, yeah.
So Caitlin says, be real.
Caitlin
say, be real. We do catch feelings, but once feelings are caught, communicate and be out, is what she says. So if there's a situation where you are in the friends with benefits situation, then once you catch the feelings, to Shelby and Caitlin's point, once you catch the feelings, you got to communicate. Shelby says you can have those relationships, just, hey man, you just here when I need you, I'm here when you need me. We ain't catching no feelings. And if feelings are caught on Caitlin's part, she says you need to communicate that and say, now we not friends no more, because I just
love how Caitlin just be throwing that communication shit out there. So
she really does.
Right. She just throw it out there like, everybody does it, and that's like, if everybody does that, it'll be a perfect world.
Yeah. But a lot of people who have friends with benefits.
She right. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, but it's usually somebody that you've dated before that you're like, we're not getting back together. So let's just go on and do this real quick.
To my earlier point, to my cousin Shelby, I said, when you've been with a guy and for whatever reason, like the physical was not the problem, it was everything else that was the problem. Y'all decided y'all wasn't a good match in a relationship. I said, in my personal experience, from people I've seen, women tend to go back to that guy because they already know what he about physically. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to get to know somebody and all of that stuff. That's what you just said. You just said, we ain't in a relationship no more. So, but we can scratch each other back though. So that's why I say you still have to worry about that guy or that gal that your partner has, you know what I'm saying, been with in the past. That's my point. I think you got to define friend. Like, are we going on like friend? Like, again, I think friend and cool with is two different things. Like friend, like my homeboy is my friend because me and him hang out together. Me and him, might go to the bar, just me and him. Like, that's my friend. Somebody I'm cool with.
Now, Coach, your friend, you ain't got no friend, male or female, that you trying to have sex with. That's what your friend is. Simple.
Somebody you not trying to have sex with, right?
So let me. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let me throw this out. So I think y'all are absolutely. I think Shelby's example, and you are right, Cuzzo, right? Like you're right about that. That's who women tend to go back to. Let me add a little clarity to my point. My clarity is a situation where a man and a woman now are lifelong friends, and and even though they've had relationships in the past, if you will, and that woman or that man is introducing to potential wife, this is my lifelong friend. And I'm saying in that situation, that's a situation where most people are super worried, and that's very different. Let me ask Shelby this. Shelby, like you said, when you go back to that guy that you're willing to go back to, we've been this, we already know how it is. If you meet a man that you're about to make your husband you probably not bringing that dude along to your husband and say, this is my friend. Like he ain't even in the picture. You ain't introducing him. So I'm talking about the one that he really has become your friend because y'all figured out we wasn't compatible together and you really don't even want to lose him, even though you're about to be engaged. Or I'm talking about, so you understand what I'm saying? That's the difference when I'm talking about somebody that's a real lifelong, you're not trying to have sex, to Shawty's point, no more with. That's a real friend, even though y'all may have sexual history. That's kind of the scenario I was saying that most people miss on that.
Explain that to your toxic better half.
Yeah, it ain't easy to do. It ain't easy to do.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Oh, so go ahead,
we're
Shelby.
gonna be completely honest. If we're gonna be completely honest, let's just go ahead and tell you. Let me just go ahead and tell you that this is what I did. Because we gonna see each other somewhere. We're going to see each other. So why make it awkward? Why make it like I'm trying to hide or you trying to hide? Come on, let me just tell you what I did. We may not see that person ever again. But I'm probably gonna go ahead and tell you what I was doing. Because it's just better to go on and tell you up front than for you to find out later.
Smart.
Comments, Shawty?
Yeah, I agree. Especially if there's any chance of any kind of, wires being crossed at any point in time. I think that would be best. I mean, it all boils down to, who you're dealing with. But just honestly, like what she just said, to me, that would be the best thing to do. And then that person has the conscious decision to move forward in the relationship however best fits. You know what I mean?
So Hina gets in and says, I've had guy best friends before and through my marriage and never had an issue. These are my kids' uncles, no issues. I would ask, and hey, that definitely can happen. When you guys became friends, Hina, were you both single? And did either of you try to shoot your shot in the beginning? Like, I think this kind of like me and Shawty kind of had this conversation before, like previously before the show. It's like how you become friends can determine a lot of that as well. Again, if it's like, oh, we friends because I met him through my husband or whatever the case may be. However you met the guy, was there single, neither side. She said single and neither side ever shot their shot.
Yeah, but I'm sure there had to be some kind of, I don't want to say hierarchy, but I'm sure people had to know like what was going on. I think there was a little bit more of a structured environment going on. We talking about the wild west here.
Yeah, but like even
what I'm talking about.
Perfect.
So y'all saying two single physically attractive people to each other can't be friends. That's what y'all saying.
So
no, I'm just saying how they gonna never not shoot their shot is what I'm saying. The reason they didn't shoot their shot.
No attraction. There was no attraction. That's why it worked.
Our people was already respecting boundaries, is what I'm saying.
No, there was no attraction. You ain't gotta have no boundaries if there's no attractions.
And even if there
was, fair enough to that point too.
For perfect example, me and Finn, we met because my mother.
Names out there.
Because I can talk about Finn. I mean, what he doing? He probably on TV reffing a game somewhere, and he'll tell you the same thing. I met him because my mom got her hair done where his mom did nails. And I was home and his mom was like, oh, Finn can take her back to school. I had no idea who Finn was. He didn't know who I was. And we just became like brother and sister. We've never dated, never done anything. And he's my daughter's godfather. That's my best friend. That's my brother. We've never done anything. Could we have? Probably. We've been together all the time. I mean, we used to all the time. No names. But I mean,
the innocent should remain nameless.
No, the only reason I can say this is because we've talked about it. I was at his wedding. He was at mine. Like, it just doesn't matter. But you can have those kind of relationships, even with attractive people, and it's just not something you think about.
So I just asked a question to that, like what I was saying about defining friendships. Like, what is defined as a friend? So when you was married, he was at your wedding or whatever. When you was married, he was married or whatever. Y'all was in relationships, but y'all was still friends. Did y'all ever go out of town together by yourself?
While we were married? No.
That's what I'm
Absolutely
saying.
not.
That's why I say you have to define friend.
Yeah,
Like a
me.
friend.
Now, if you want to count Freaknik, yeah.
And listen, the documentary coming out. Don't incriminate yourself. Yeah, but we
No,
don't
my
know.
pictures were destroyed. I don't know what y'all talking about. So,
So that's what I'm
Statute of
saying. Like,
limitation on pay, you good.
right.
Right. Statute of limitations. I got you. So I don't know. So JV asked, had you ever found Finn attractive though, from start to now? At any point did you say, okay, this is a good looking brother?
Yeah, absolutely. When I
Okay.
first met him, I was like, man, okay, he kind of attractive. But then he was like a brother. And that was
Okay.
just
So
a
it
line we
took
never
a while
crossed.
before y'all actually became friends, because if at one point you were still willing to do something, y'all weren't truly friends. Y'all didn't become truly friends until you reached that point to where you was like, okay, he's like a brother. This just could
No,
never happen.
it was like a couple of weeks later when I got sick, and he brought me medicine to Brumby, and everybody in the basement of Brumby was like, who was that? And I said, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
Mm.
I was like, no.
Caitlin said, stop talking.
Yeah,
You
come
giving
on,
away
bro.
too much.
Fine. But you can be friends and have an
Yes.
attraction and nothing ever happened.
So let me ask you, you get into a relationship with a guy who has a friend girl. What are the limits? Are there limitations on his friendship? Because that same guy, if he call you and say, babe, me and Isaiah about to go get some wings and watch the game, that's why I'm going to be all day on Saturday. I know you're a sports chick, but let's just assume at this time you're not a sports chick. Right. And Isaiah ain't available. And he say, hey, I'm about to go out with Denise, because she is a sports chick, and I'm gonna be with Denise all day at the bar watching the game. We ain't going out of town nowhere. They just at the bar. He said he going to the bar all day to watch with Denise. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Because at this point you ain't no sports chick in this scenario.
Yeah, because I'm not a sports chick.
Right. That's cool.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right. Listen. All right, Cuzzo, we got another caller coming in. I'm gonna let them come on in. I definitely appreciate you coming in.
I enjoyed it.
Hey, listen, I want to show this. Let me get this. This is my
you,
cousin's. Yeah, come on, man. It's family like this, man. Y'all make sure y'all go out there, check out his book, Re-Education of the Negro by Montoya Smith. You can get it on Amazon, American Book Warehouse, things of that nature. Y'all make sure to check them out. We appreciate you, Cuzzo.
I appreciate you, man. Great show. Holla at y'all.
All right. Okay. Let's get our girl Hina on.
Yay!
Hina, what's going on?
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, we're doing good. We're glad you could join us today.
This is a fun topic.
Hina, let me ask you the same question I just asked Shelby. You're not a sports chick in this scenario.
Okay.
But your man wants to go watch football. Shawty's not available to go hang with him because they cool. He going to hang with Shelby. Going to hang with Shelby because Shelby is a sports chick all day, and they friends. Are you cool with this on a regular basis?
I am, because I would expect in my marriage that I would trust him, and then vice versa. He's got to trust me in the same way.
Did you say marriage?
Yeah. So I'm saying, so Hina's married.
Like
in this situation.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. In this situation, Hina's married, and and she's not a sports chick. So her husband is a sports guy. He wants to go watch the game with somebody. Shawty is who he usually watch the game with, but Shawty ain't available. So Shawty, moved out of the city when he moved to another city. So now he want to go watch. He just want to go to the bar. He normally go all day. He want to go with Shelby now. And she was saying, as long as there is respect on both sides, because there may be some things that he doesn't like to do that she does.
Yeah, I just think marriage totally changes the parameters anytime you put the word marriage in, because there was already a set boundaries that people are aware of. At that point, you just being on some other shit.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So Hina, does marriage change the boundaries as far as like if you was just in a boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, whatever you want to call it, premarital relationship? Does that change the boundaries once you get into a marriage?
I would think so. I mean,
of hanging out, with the opposite sex.
yeah, like if we were not married and he wanted to go hang with a girl, if I knew her and I trusted her, absolutely. You know what I mean? But then again, I don't know. I think I'm one of those people that if I'm gonna let you do it, I'm gonna go do it too, because you better trust me.
Facts.
Whether if we're dating, you just have to trust me if I'm gonna let you go and do whatever you want to do. So but I'll tell you, so again, I don't know. One of my best friends, as Shelby was talking about hers, one of my very, very best friends from college, knew him before I got married.
Tell her name. Shelby throwing names out there. We don't know names.
Y'all know him. You guys know him. I mean, he went to Georgia. So, but anyhow, I mean, we are so close. Like through my marriage, when husband falls asleep, I'm on the phone with him till 3-4 in the morning, laying right here in the bed talking to him, because we're talking about life issues and all that stuff. That's how deep the trust level was, and so and he's stayed here at the house, stays all the time. And then when I was having one of my kids, he happened to come down to Macon when we lived in Macon, and arrived just in time, because we were like, here, you take care of the 2 kids. We're going to the hospital. So you know what I mean? Like he's family. He's
so
like,
here comes Shawty. Here comes Shawty.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So from what I just heard, when you put somebody in the friend zone, they in the friend zone, right? So my question to you would be this, and I heard I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I want to be very specific now. So it sounds like when you put someone in the friend zone, they're in the friend zone. So once that person is in the friend zone, he then, whether it's he or she, he then has a barrier that they should not cross. We all agree on that, right? Right. So what if it's 7-8 years down the line? Now you feeling him. I'm saying, are you breaking the boundary to let him know how you feel, or you just supposed to keep your feelings in for the rest of your life and take that to the grave because y'all already set the boundaries? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you take that to the grave.
There you go. No, I mean,
damn.
Okay,
So
now,
what?
So
whoa.
Hold on,
I just don't want to tell you how I feel.
No,
I'm.
Go ahead,
break
Hina.
the friend
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
zone.
No, I would say okay.
But no, you're the one saying it.
2 different scenarios. If you're single and you friend zone them, and then your feelings change 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, you can share. Just because you share doesn't mean you both have to act on it. You could share and say, hey, listen, my feelings have changed. Our relationship has gotten so deep, and I see you in a different way. I'm not saying you have to see me this way any longer. I know you shared with me however long ago that you felt this way, but people, if you're not on the same vibration, you're not in the same vibration. Sometimes it's different times, right? So that's not meant to be. Meant to be.
I like I like that.
And you can share it and still have that respect for one another is how I feel, like I can tell someone they're a good looking dude. Doesn't mean I want to hook up with them, I don't know. And going back to like getting drinks with friends, I go out with my guy friends and get drinks all the time. Why not? And we're just friends. There's no crossing the line. You know what I mean? I need my guy friends in my life because there's no drama with my guy friends.
Amen.
I mean, when you go out with a girlfriend, there's a lot of drama sometimes, not all the time. I'm not disrespecting women.
But
with guys,
to the point that we getting
it. I'm sorry, go ahead,
Go ahead, Shelby.
But I guess to the point what we're saying is.
Let Shelby go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Shelby.
Go ahead,
guys, it's what you see is what you get. There's never any drama. They're gonna say what they think and keep it moving. And they don't care. I mean, they really don't care about hurting your feelings either. But they just gonna say what they think and keep it moving. Women women are catty. I'm just saying. And I'm one of them. We catty sometimes. And
Hey,
sometimes
self-aware.
we're not going to tell you that you look bad because we don't want you to look better than us. Like, we're just awful sometimes to each other. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, true, but I think the thing I appreciate about going out with the guys is things are a lot more lighthearted versus going out with the girls. Sometimes the conversations get very heavy, and the guys just cut up all the time. At least that's my experience. It's just like a big ball of laughs when you go with the guys. There's no heavy topics. And sometimes you need that. And that's where I really would hope that guys and girls can be friends. And some of these guys are married. There's no problem with that. Again, it's also me respecting their situation, and I have to be respectful to them and their marriage, right? We go out, we hang out, have drinks. That doesn't mean anything. It's just people hanging out, having
But
a
you
great
know why,
time.
Hina?
Mm-hmm.
You know why, Hina? And to that point, just to be honest, what you said is totally correct, but I'm just being very specific here. The reason why
Sure.
it's so cool going out with the guys is because you girls become a buffer. Trust me, the same kind of shit we talk about, we can't talk about when you're around. I don't care how cool you think you is. I'm just being honest.
Keep it a buck, Shawty.
I've heard some crazy stuff now, but I joined in the conversation.
I get it, but I'm talking about the real crew. Trust me. If a girl is around, I don't care how cool she is, you become a buffer. And I'm just being at its core. And I'm not trying to go too deep, but being at its core, when you have the opposite sex around, they become a buffer, and it generally kind of equalizes out the the conversation and the environment and the time that you have. But if it's just all guys, that's like when it's all girls. It's shit y'all talk about. Y'all ain't gonna talk about when a toxic male like me around. Now y'all might say that about one of your. I ain't going there. But you know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
But you know what I'm getting at.
Lance, what's going? Lance say women can be friends and also be in secret competition with each other.
Facts.
I think these ladies, like
Good
Shelby
point.
agrees.
I like that. Yeah, good point.
So Convo, JB say Convo on a diet or light when y'all, if you will.
See what I'm saying? JB, see, that's another toxic male. He know what I'm talking about.
Hey man, we definitely appreciate all y'all, man. We about reached our limit today. We appreciate our call-ins, people supporting, definitely people watching our call-in. Shelby, we thank you for calling in. Miss Hina, we thank you for calling in, and Lenny and Montoya also thank y'all for calling in. This is something that we definitely could go into and break off into other conversations, which might happen in future things. Who are better friends? Are women better friends with other women, or men better friends with other men? Whose relationships are because while Shelby say women are catty with each other, they may still say women have the best friendship. Who knows? We might talk about that later. But this is 2 Sides with Shawty. You got anything before we get up out of here?
No, man. Like you said, man, I'm gonna pick it back. I enjoyed the conversation, man. I hate I come off as a hole. I kind of naturally am, but I'm just very, very, analytical when it comes to certain things, and I'm very strong with how I stand. It's just my opinion, but it's never anything personal. I love everybody, man.
That's right. Ladies, do y'all have anything before we get up out of here?
No, just thank you for having us on the show, and it's a fun conversation. I agree with Shawty. It's great. It's great to be able to talk about these kind of things and hear what other people think. So thanks for having us.
No problem. Shelby?
Great time as always. Y'all always do a good job.
We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in every Sunday, 9 o'clock.
And ladies, stop always talking about y'all got all those friends.
Here we go.
I say those laid out. So now we know everybody that's y'all friend. We know better. I'm just saying we know better.
Here we go.
2 Sides with Shawty and Coach I, man, on 365 Convo YouTube channel, man. Y'all make sure to check us out there or on Instagram. Also check out Shawty on Just My Damn Opinion on YouTube, and you check out the Fan Addict Sports Network, where you can catch these ladies helping us out with Respect the Hedges as a part of our family over there on Tuesdays, talking Georgia football, man. It's been a blast, man. Until the next time, just remember, it's always 2 sides.